Jaden, you don't have Christian, you don't have Dontavian all of a sudden with the injury. How beneficial is it for you as quarterback to still have Romeo? You know, he had a great start to his season. As the young guys have ascended, he's kind of blended in more. Well, how much of a benefit was that for you to still have him?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, with guys going down, not everybody being healthy this week, you know, that's when you need other guys to step up. And obviously, I think Rome knew that going into the game, and he, you know, did what he's been doing all year, making plays. But, you know, I think just his confidence right now, too, the way he's playing is all playing into that. But, I mean, it helps a lot to have him out there making those plays.
After Tucker did the hurdle here and kind of took the shot to the midsection, are you surprised that he went for that approach again?
No, I'm not. You know, you never know what you're going to expect, I feel like, with Tucker running the ball. But I think he's obviously going out there trying to, you know, make those plays, make those explosive plays, hurdle somebody, and kind of just get the offense going, bring some juice. But, yeah, I was not surprised by him doing it again.
What has he meant to you guys the last month or so?
He's been huge. You know, with Luke going down, just needs somebody to step up in that role. And he's done a really good job, and it's just blossomed. And he's out there making play after play. And I think he's another guy that's getting a lot more comfortable with every rep, and you can see it. So he's been huge.
I mean this in the best way, but does Tucker got a little crazy in him? Because that seems, you know, it didn't go well the first time he did it, and to have no hesitation and go right back there and do that again seems a little crazy.
Yeah, he is. I think, you know, even just the hit he took, like landing on his back, and able to just pop right back up and, you know, have some juice getting up and things like that. So, I mean, I'm fully expecting him to try it again next game. So.
How about you?
No.
Why not?
If the opportunity presents itself, maybe, but yeah, I'm not planning on doing that.
He might be able to teach you.
He might,
what to do wrong. You know.
I don't want to follow his footsteps.
Yeah.
Jordan, what were your biggest takeaways about how the Vikings defended you guys here in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they did some really good things. You know, I think they mix up their coverages, their looks, their pressures. They do a good job of just mixing everything up, keep you on your toes. So, you know, obviously, I think that was our first time seeing it. And, you know, we'll have a better plan going into it, be able to expect some of the stuff a little bit more. But I think they do a good job defensively.
Jordan, how do you feel like this offense has grown since the first time you faced the Vikings?
Yeah, I think we've grown a lot. Just watching, you know, our first game that we played the Vikings yesterday, and just kind of seeing the plays that are being made, kind of some of the missed stops we had. You know, I think we're definitely a different team, a different offense, and some of those plays we missed on, I think, you know, we've grown into understanding what we need to do and ways to fix that going forward. So I definitely think we're a better offense than we were the first time we played them.
You know, over that last month and a half to where you are now, how important has it been for you to see you grow along with everybody else grow? And I'm sure you view this as in everybody to get this done, but actually see it to come to fruition. How fun is it to see the development there?
Yeah, it's been awesome. You know, I think that's one thing we knew coming into the season, that it was going to be a process, and it's all about developing and getting better every week, and just trusting it, staying true to the process. And you know, I think everybody's done that. And just, you know, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. There was going to be highs and lows to it, but everybody stuck together and just kind of continued to find ways to get better every week.
Do you ever lose faith, not in the process, but maybe in the idea that the process could get to this point in this season? Do you ever think, boy, this might be a year here with all this youth that we have?
No. You know, I think like I said, I knew it was going to be a process, and I knew, you know, who knows how long it's going to take. But, you know, I think the exciting part about it is some of those mistakes that we were making early on in the season, now we've corrected those things and we're turning them into big-time plays. And just the way we're meshing right now, and, you know, even last game, like getting in a hole, having a couple 3-and-outs late in the game, and then having a tie game, and just able to take that last drive we had and march down the field. And, you know, when we needed it, that's just growth right there. And some of the games we had earlier in the season, we were able to win those. So I don't think there's been any, you know, not trusting the process, but I think everybody's been committed to it. So.
Jordan, at the same time, you don't feel like you guys have arrived yet either. I mean, it was 2 weeks ago in New York where you guys didn't have it going the way you wanted to offensively. So how do you make sure you take what you did against Carolina and make sure that's the beginning of even more upward arrow stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody has thought we've arrived at all. You know, I think we have that mindset that it's a process every week, and you know, even on the good days, you know, we're still trying to find the little parts in our game that we can improve and get better at. So it's a week in and week out thing that we just got to keep growing, keep learning until the season's over with.
So where does that confidence come from? And you mentioned the 3 and outs, right? I mean, it would have been easy to maybe, and again, I'm not just talking about you, but group wide, to maybe lose a little bit of that in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. We didn't lose any confidence, even with some of those negative plays and 3 and outs, things like that. I mean, we know what type of offense we are. We know what we're capable of when we're, you know, everyone's executing at a high level and hitting on those plays. So, you know, I don't think nobody flinched, nobody batted an eye and lost confidence. We were all confident, knowing that, you know, if we just do play our ball, we're going to go put up those points.
Jordan, a couple of guys on the defense earlier in the season in that kind of Broncos-Raiders stretch were saying we need to help the offense out until they figure stuff out. Do you guys feel it's maybe flipped? I'm not asking you to bash the defense because, you know, they're not going to play lights out the whole season, but do you guys feel like you have to put up high 20s, 30s to help fuel you guys to the playoffs here?
I mean, I think, you know, it's team sport. It's always, you know, you're trying to find that mesh of, all right, what does the offense need to do to win? What does the defense need to do? And, like, you just got to play off how the game's going. But I think the mindset for the offense is always trying to put up as many points as we can and just make the game not even close, you know. Try and help the defense out in any way we can. And I think it's all about control what we control, and what can we control is how many points we put up, how we execute on offense. We can't control what happens with the defense, things like that. So we always go in that mindset, just try to put up as many points as possible.
Jordan, I'm guessing because Tom is good at his job, he warned you that there'd probably be a Jair question or two. You know, you have his situation, you had Devondre, what he posted last week, and then you've got questions about Joe's job status. I'm wondering how inside the locker room you're handling kind of the possible distractions that could be there, and making sure with what you guys have at stake, you're not kind of letting it affect you guys in any way.
Yeah, you know, I don't think any of that is affecting anybody in the locker room. Like I said, I think we all know what's in front of us going forward, what we got to do to finish the season off, to have a chance to make the playoffs, and just how important that is to everyone in the locker room. So I don't think anyone's letting any outside, you know, noise, things that are going on outside affect us.
Some of it's inside, obviously, though, too, right? So I'm curious with where you're at, because your position is obviously a leadership position. You have your own leadership style. Are you able to, at this point in your career, influence kind of how things are handled when there's an issue like you guys are dealing with Ja, or is that not quite in your comfort zone yet?
Sorry, can you ask the question again?
Well, I'm just trying. So obviously, the last guy had been here forever, so he had a different presence. You're at a point where you're growing into that still. So when there are issues in here, how do you go about exerting your influence to kind of try and get things headed in the right direction inside the line?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just trying to talk to guys, be in their ear, you know, be the voice that they might need to hear, that they don't want to hear, things like that. So at the same time, it's control what I control, you know. It's just trying to get the offense, get the defense, bring guys together so we're all moving in the same direction. And like I said, just understanding what's in front of us. And, but yeah.
What's Jair like as a teammate? Is it a guy that likes to keep it light, kind of joke around a little bit? Or how would you describe it?
Yeah, I think Ja, you know, he has a unique personality, but I think Jair is a great teammate. I mean, I think he always has, you know, the right interest in his heart, and he's always trying to be out there and put his best foot forward on the field. But yeah.
I know it's never perfect up front, but how have you seen Rashid kind of grow in these last few weeks as he's kind of settled in there a little bit more?
Yeah, you know, I think she's done an awesome job. Obviously, there's, you know, every play there's little things that we always want to clean up. We know it's not going to be perfect, but I think that's the thing. He's been able to clean up a lot of the kind of mistakes that we were making early on, some of those penalties, things like that. And obviously, when he's out there in pass pro, he's been doing a really good job just handling that left side. And then obviously in the run game, he's been doing some really good things. But I think it's all the, you know, the little critical errors that happened during the game. I think when he's been able to clean those up, I think he's playing at a high level.
Jordan, right now, I think you guys lead the league in goal to go. What's sort of been the key of being able to finish those drives the way you have to this point in the season?
Can you say it again, sir?
Just you guys right now lead in goal to go in terms of finishing drives and touchdown. What do you think the key's been there for you guys and the efficiency you've had down that side of the field?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with, Matt and Steno. I think they do a really good job just getting us ready for goal zone, putting in some awesome plays for us. And obviously, having two great running backs with Aaron and AJ, being able to hand the ball off sometimes down there and let them just put their head down and finish the end zone is huge. And then when we get in past situations, I think like I said, we've had some really good concepts down there. And, guys are executing at a high level and getting open, and they're making plays down there. So I think, we're a diverse offense that can do a whole lot down there, scheme-wise. So I think it's tough for the defense to stop everybody, but I think it's something that we focus on every week with our goal zone day, just getting ourselves ready for the goal zone.
You said this is a better offense than we played Minnesota the first time, but last year got the turnaround of the season. During those moments when on the outside things look pretty bleak at times early in the season, what did you see to make you think that you guys could be at this spot now? What were you seeing in those moments?
Yeah, I think early on, it was just execution. Like you look back on film, the plays were there to be made, and it was just little things that, one person messing up or just a lack of execution on some of the plays that were not letting us be successful. So I think we were holding ourselves back more than anything, and it just took, fixing these little things and staying locked in on every play that would get us over the hump. But like I said, I think there was plenty of plays out there to be made that we just weren't making those plays. And looking back on it now, we're able to start making these plays, and I think that's why we're a different offense right now.
Was it pretty widespread? Like it wasn't just one thing, but there was a whole bunch of little things. Was that kind of how it looked?
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what it was. It was a whole bunch of little things, and just us not coming together and executing the plays properly was what was holding us back.
Jordan, here's an operations thing I need to ask. After the Chiefs game, Andy Reid complimented on your command and how you ran the game. He also said that he did a great job with the play clock. Like you were trying to clock the game, maybe try to keep Patrick off the field. Are you doing that intentionally? If you got an extra 7 or 8 seconds, let it come down so you can eat up clock?
I think that all depends on the situation in the game. With how we're trying to handle the clock, I don't think it's ever anything like early in the game that I'm thinking of. I think sometimes it's just how it happens with getting the plays in and things like that with the cadence. So I don't think that's something intentionally that's happening.
Okay. Jordan, speaking of clock, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation in college or wherever where Carolina was in with the time running down. Obviously, it's a really hard situation with only 19 seconds. Do you learn anything from just what happened to them and how close they were to getting that spike and getting another play?
Yeah, that situation that's come up in practice multiple times when we do our 2-minute drills and things like that, where you have no timeouts, you're trying to clock it and the clock's low, and just a situation that everybody kind of has to be on the same page of, all right, understanding there's no time left, that the receiver's got to be going to the end zone, and me understanding that I can't clock into that situation and just that this is our last play, we need to take a shot at the end zone. So something that's came up in practice that we worked on that, but obviously, you see it live, see the other team do it, and it's another situation for us to learn from right there.
Jordan, I know
Two more for Jordan.
I know you've had the first 3 years you didn't have a lot of opportunities, so it's maybe an unfair question. But you had the touchdown to Jaden where you're on the move and you make that ridiculous throw. Then you throw a kind of similar one to Wicks last week. Both those instances you could have run, right? Instead, you create a touchdown by not doing it. Is that an area where you really feel like you've grown, or is that how you always were? I'm fascinated by how those plays played out because they could have just been 10-yard runs or 15-yard runs.
Yeah, no, I think that's something that's always been a part of my game. Whenever I move in the pocket, if I feel I have time, I try and just keep my eyes downfield and let guys kind of move on scramble drill, things like that. And vice versa, if I feel, there might be pressure somewhere around me and I don't have time to keep my eyes downfield, just trying to run. But in those situations, when I feel like I have time, I have room, and I see guys out in front of me, I'm going to let them try and work and get open because I think that's an opportunity to make some more explosive plays than maybe just running.
What was the call on the sneak, and what did you see to make you all that?
Yeah, you know, I got up there. We had a run called, and I just felt the open A gap right there. I felt I can get the sneak off, so just audible to our sneak play. You know, they didn't adjust to it, so we were able to get an easy one right there.